So what's one thing that can significantly speed up your EB-1A profile building? It's actually outreach. And here is an illustration for how outreach can significantly speed up your profile building and help you land high profile opportunities. And for those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Jason and I work with several top immigration lawyers, which is where my profile building insights on EB-1A come from. I also run a paid newsletter for $12 per month, which gives you access to my newsletter resources, which includes a profile building opportunities database that lists 400 plus profile building opportunities in many different fields. And these are just starting points for how you can start to build your EB-1A profile. They're categorized by field, by criteria. You will also get access to my private group, where members have been able to land speaking opportunities that other members have been sharing, since a lot of members within the group are industry leaders and are in leadership positions within professional organizations in their field. You will also be able to find co-authors within this group. A lot of members have been able to find co-authors for some papers that have now been published in some IEEE conferences. One member reached out and told me that they were able to find co-authors within the group and with them published 2 papers in an IEEE conference. And you can also find just people in general to work with on profile building. To get access to those resources, check out the link in the comments. But back to the video. After seeing this illustration, you will understand the importance of outreach. Okay, so say this is you. And say this is someone who can, okay, let's just make this person as well. Say this is someone who can give you access to a peer review opportunity, a journal publication opportunity, just all kinds of opportunities, the kinds of opportunities you want to be getting. But the problem is you don't know who this person is. You have no idea out of the people you want to reach out to who will be giving you those opportunities. You'll have no idea who it is, so all you can do is do a lot of outreach, reach out to all of them, and then see who actually responds and links you up with opportunities. So each line is going to represent an outreach message. So, okay, this message goes here, goes nowhere. That's day 1. You did 3 outreach messages and none of them landed with the person you want to eventually get in touch with. And this goes on, you do like 1 a day. Stop doing 3 a day for some reason. I guess stuff just got in the way, like work, and then, yeah. So let's say this represents like weeks of outreach. You don't end up getting in touch with this person after 2 weeks, and then you just conclude that outreach doesn't work. The problem was not outreach in itself. It was the volume of outreach, in the sense that you simply just didn't do enough outreach to get in touch with the person who would eventually give you all kinds of profile building opportunities. And of course, it's only easy to say this in retrospect, knowing this person exists, but if you are a top expert in your field, chances are there is a professor out there who would love your insights for some industry papers they're working on, or there is a PhD student out there who is working on journals and conferences and would love the help of an industry professional and would be more than happy to invite you to be a co-author for a paper, for a journal, for a conference submission, for a workshop, for a tutorial. These people exist. These people definitely exist if you are a top expert in your field. So it's not outreach that's the problem, it's just the volume of outreach. Now let's, again, drop the scenario, drop the setup, but instead of doing 1 message a day, you do 20 to 30 messages a day. The difference isn't really that big, to be honest. It's probably the difference between 5 minutes of outreach a day versus an hour of outreach, which sounds like a lot, but once you get into the rhythm of doing outreach, it's not going to feel like a lot. So let's say you do 20 messages a day, and again, each line represents a message. All right. So Okay, let's just assume that this is like 20 lines, 20 messages. After day 1, you don't reach this person. Okay, day 2, 20 messages again. Okay, let's assume that's 20 messages again, or 10 to 20 messages. After day 2, you don't reach this person. But after day 3, you end up reaching this person. You end up doing the same amount of outreach that it would have taken you a month to do, doing 1 message a day. But instead of spending a month and realizing and concluding that outreach doesn't work, you have now been able to get in touch with someone who will potentially land you some of those high profile opportunities after 3 days of outreach. And this is not theoretical in any way. I've seen this happen. I've seen this happen for people who are profile building, who did a lot of outreach over the course of weeks and was then able to meet several different people who are still sending opportunities their way. Something else I will leave you with is when you're doing outreach, there isn't just one person out there who might be able to land you high profile opportunities, especially if you are a top industry expert who can contribute to papers, who can share industry insights. So let's say you're still doing 10, 20 messages a day. Yeah, after day 1, you meet one of these people. Yeah, after day 4 or 5, you meet the second person. And then after like 2-3 weeks, you end up meeting the third person who can land you more high profile opportunities. The point here is that these people are out there, and it's not just one person who can land you high profile opportunities for EB-1A. It's multiple people who can do that. And it's not just 3, it's definitely more than 3. I would say it's in the realm of 20 to 50 people, probably even more, who can land you some of those opportunities because they can have some use for your expertise. They can use your expertise for industry advisory board positions because they're looking for industry advisory board members for an industry advisory board they are a part of. They are looking for people to contribute to, in the case of professors, clinical professors, they are looking for people to contribute to the design of their course curriculum because they want to make their course curriculum more industry focused. And you just happen to be the only expert who reaches out at the right time, and then as a result, they consider you for some sort of role where you advise them on how to design this curriculum. Or you end up reaching a PhD student who is looking for an industry professional with certain expertise to contribute to a journal paper they're working on, a technical publication article they're working on. That can happen through outreach. And these opportunities are not listed anywhere. They're not in some like public repository where you can just scroll through and find all these people who are looking for these kinds of contributors. There's no such thing. You have to find those people through outreach. So through this illustration alone, I've shown that outreach can help you land some of those connections, that can help you land all kinds of profile building opportunities. It's not about just applying for opportunities. If you really want to speed up EB-1A profile building, it's going to come down to 20 to 30 messages and emails per day to the kinds of people who are doing the activities you want to be doing. And as of now, I get people reaching out to me all the time telling me that they did this outreach and now they're in touch with some professor who is involving them in journal papers and conference submissions. I hear from people all the time who say they were able to find collaborators for upcoming conferences simply by reaching out to them. So outreach is what you need to be doing to speed up your EB-1A profile building. It's not applying for more opportunities alone. It's doing a lot more outreach than you are probably doing right now. And if you're doing 20 to 30 messages a day, just keep doing that. Do that for weeks on end or even months on end, and you will most likely end up with more opportunities than you know what to do with. At least that is what I've seen from working with the most effective EB-1A profile builders on building their profiles.